Hello, welcome back to the Unbeatable Energy channel, and I'm Steve Rivers, and I am talking to you at Hazelwood Castle, which is in Tadcaster near Leeds. We're running a team building day today with the drums, but I've got a little bit of a short bit of time to do a quick lesson. So I've recently done a video which looks at crossing two different types of pulse. A pulse where the counting is in threes and the pulse where the counting is in two, which we would refer to as a ternary rhythm, a ternary pulse and a binary pulse. And we looked at a really cool little coordination technique to get comfortable with playing the two simultaneously. So this video is going to go a little bit further, and it's going to look at some really useful exercises that you can do to get comfortable with rhythms which are in 12/8. And I'm going to get straight ahead, and we're going to start off with a nice easy little pattern that you can exercise for something where you've got a counting which is in threes, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And this is probably, it becomes instinctive to almost everyone, is perhaps this rhythm. I've got my block here to provide a pulse like this, and I'm going to play this rhythm here, and I'm going to go straight in. You can probably hear the peacocks, they're enjoying the drumming today. Here we go, and it's going to go. Okay, so you probably have got a feeling for that rhythm already. Made famous by the Lion Sleeps Tonight, the a whim away. But to be honest, it is so kind of natural for lots of people to be able to access and get the feeling of that. Now I call that kind of rhythm, I call it a before. I call it a before rhythm, simply because you've got kind of one beat which is before the pulse, and then so it's before. Okay, so if we just have the pulse here, and let's try it again. Maybe we'll clap it together. Okay, and we're going to go before. Okay, so let's have another go at that. Let's play it on the drums, on the bass, and we're going to go 1 2 3 4 before. If we were to do that, we could try it body percussion. If we did it body percussion, I'd have my knees lifting up and then keeping a really steady stamp. And if I have my claps of my hands, I've got one clap just before one of my feet and then one clap on the feet. So it would be before. Okay, let's get back to the drum and we'll carry on a little bit further. Now that rhythm, I do always find it really fascinating how accessible it is. I don't just think it's something to do with classic tunes where they've used that pulse, where it's made people instinctively familiar with it because of those tunes. I do think that maybe, being a bit of a hippie at heart, I do wonder whether it does actually have something to do with the rhythm of the heartbeat, okay? But who knows? Now the next one we're going to do doesn't come quite as naturally to people, because we're now going to do an after. But let me put it in the context of the pulse. Here's the pulse. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. And before we were going before. Now this next one we're going to be going after. Like that. So not quite as natural a rhythm. I don't think I can think of any pop tunes which would have that da 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 like that. But on the djembe, it might sound like this. I might just do one hand for this, and then here's the pulse again, and I'm gonna go like that. Let me just take this. Here is a Kenkani Dundun. And actually a rhythm like this, you probably in the Soko rhythm in West Africa, you'd have the kenkeni and the sangbang playing this after pattern. So here's the pulse again, and we're going after. Okay. Third one, we're going to look at Inbetweenies or tweenies, okay? We're going to look at double beats, and this time, oh, wait for it, they are in between the pulse, okay? And we're going to do a little exercise to help us with this, okay? So here are the feet. We're going to forget about the stamps. We're going to think about lifting our knees. And all our focus is what we're going to do when we lift our knee, okay? So what we're going to do now is I'm going to clap my hand twice when I lift my knee. So I'm going to go, let's do it once. So I'll just do it the next one. When I lift that, I'm going to do clap, 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 clap. Okay, how about the other one? If I went and lifted this way. Here we go. Tweenie, tweenie. Now, if you get comfortable with that, and you really got your focus on the knees, maybe you might be able to go up a level and take it up to concentrating on the knees. 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet, 2 feet. Okay, there you go. So that was clapping. What would that sound like if we had the drum? It would be like this. Here's the pulse. Okay, this be slightly more challenging. This takes time to practice. You might want to go slow. If you don't have the pulse, you could use a metronome, or alternatively, you could do another way. You can have one hand playing the pulse there, like that. Can you get the other hand and put 2 in between? And if you can do that, maybe you might want to get the hand that's playing the pulse just to not be quite so loud. Maybe you could take it to your chest. So you still have that pulse to anchor yourself, but you've got those doubles in between. Okay, now then, I've got the ultimate, and this is the little challenge that I want to put at the very end. And we're going to go back to the befores and the afters. Okay, so just a reminder, we had before. We had after. I have a little challenge for you. Could we have one hand do before and one hand do the after? What would that be like? Well, it would be like this. Let me have this here. That's not going to work, is it? If I have this here, and I have this here, okay, I've got okay, that's what we're looking at. That's the challenge. Now, taking yourself in steps towards that, you want to actually almost bring both these two different sort of exercises and almost like bring them together so that we can kind of consolidate the actions and make it as like one rhythm. So you have to go really slow. You've got, maybe you choose the hand you want to have the before. Before, 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 before. And then the hand that's going to be the after is not going to go straight in. What you're going to just do is just have it matching the second note of the before. want to make it a different sound. And both, and both, and both, and both. Give that loads of time. Eventually, you might start to be able to get comfortable with bringing the after at the end. Okay, and you can practice that on so many things. If you didn't have drums and it was body percussion, you might have a leg, you might have a chest, you might have something else. What would that be like? This was before, and then the after would be like that. But my absolute favorite is the ultimate is finding a couple of bells. And if you haven't got bells, well, pots and pans maybe. And this is my favorite. This is the before, and you get really comfortable with that transition between the two. Before. So there you go. I'm sure for some of you, lots for you to get busy with. And there's a lot of these things, these exercises, they are a drop in the ocean. And I'm going to be really keen. I'm going to be thinking of getting some more kind of exercise patterns coming up in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do subscribe to our channel, Unbeatable Energy, and leave a comment, share it with your friends, tell me how you get on. Good luck with it, and I'll see you next time.